Greninja hitting 20 anywhere on the bench is OP, right? I think it's probably the most OP ability in game. But what if you can hit the entire board for 20 and then 40? Archeops does this and does it with 140 health. But for the longest time, I didn't know what to pair it with till I found Garchomp Ex through Steven Freshie. He's a YouTuber who plays mainly spicy decks. Good guy. Anyway, so the game plan is start Cleffa to search for Pokemon. But what I feel you are actually doing is to thin the deck out so that you can get your fossil. The goal is to get into Archeops early. Once Archeops goes down, the Garchomp comes in to finish the low HP Pokemons. Remember, the goal is to finish the game ASAP, so plan your path and go for it. Anyway, let's get into some games so I can show you the deck. Alright, so we have a spicy deck today. This is actually created by another YouTuber called Steven TCG. Not sure if many of y'all know him, but yeah, he generally creates spicy decks. So this is one of them, and I've been wanting to play Archeops for a while now. The only reason I haven't is because through my testings, I never really found a deck that I was comfortable with. I tested it with a lot of the old fighting types, and obviously with having Rampados as, like, you know, the main damage finisher, I just didn't feel too great. But I think this deck works quite nicely because yeah, mainly I think Garchomp with the 100 damage as kind of like a finisher. It's considered, I think, a very weak finisher because 100 damage is not a lot. But I think at least the 50 damage, right, from each, 50 damage from each hit is very strong. From each, from linear attack, it's really strong. Alright, what do I do here? Let's see. Okay. Okay. Exactly what I needed. I'm going to put the cape on now because I will need it on Archeops, and plus I don't want to get cutted and something else like bad happens, right? Yeah, this will go here. Okay, this is an awesome start. I think the best I can ask for already. So now I'm forcing him to evolve Pidgey. Means he'll need rare candy, and I'm assuming he has Pidgey in his hand right now based on the main. Okay, that's, well, the next thing. I don't think he can come out. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think he can come out with Oricorio. So Pidgey, if it's the EX, let's say it's not the Mega is not gonna attack. Oh. Okay, Mega deals 100 damage, so I should be fine. I mean, I assume that they're gonna evolve the next turn and Elemental Switch from here, from Oricorio. That's the play that I think it's probably makes the most sense, really. I'm not sure why he's playing. I wonder whether he's only playing only Psychic or Psychic and Lightning, because yeah, why not play both? GG's. Alright, game 2-0, and we start. Oh well, we do need to draw into the fossil. Okay, this might not be great for us because they get to heal, but the good part is we do end up dealing a lot of damage on the Indeedys in the back, which can't heal, so it's not too bad a matchup for us. I was hoping for the fossil. Please be the fossil. So this is not going to return me anything. So I think what Cleffa is here mainly for is mainly to just thin out your deck as much as possible, because again, now we're mainly looking for the fossil. We want to start in from Cleffa into Archeops almost all the time. Alright, okay, that's not great news. Okay, I might have to do this with... Okay, yeah, I might have to do this with Garchomp. Let's see what we get. But oh, rare candy into Garchomp is... Well, the two Poké Balls have been pointless. And in this way, I can play double Garchomp. I'm just gonna start targeting one of the NDDs on the back, so I get hopefully the 2 points. The bad part about this deck is that we don't play Cyrus, so we're only playing 2 Lilies and 2 Researchers, and that's it. And yeah, I mean, when it comes down to a moment like this, we just have to manually, you know, take down what's at the back. Do I even want to? So let's say I hit this for 120, he's down to 40, 80. Yeah, but then he probably has a Lily, right? You know what? I think no. I don't get baited. I just realized I'm still gonna Lily, but basically I need 4 energies to deal 100 damage. So you know, let me just build up the one on the back. Okay, no, I think I'm going to evolve into double Garchomps. I don't think Archeops has a place in this matchup, sadly. I think that's one of the best things I love about Garchomp is just, you know, linear attack. It's just so strong. I'm not sure whether I'm gonna win this, to be honest, but yeah, we'll see. Does he? Yeah, he deals 90 here. 90. It what do they do? 90, 120. Okay. So I guess if they have a Sabrina, we might be screwed. Which if they do, then yeah, you know, it is what it is. I hope I find I was gonna say I hope I find I'm not sure what well the stage 1 of oh well GG's. Okay, I mean, I think I played it the best I could play, if anything. Yeah, so I learned that with Indeedis and with this deck and Indeedis, you do want to target them because they are the weak spots, right? Whatever's in the front is always going to get healed for like at least 20 to 40 damage, and they probably have a Lily that's part of the plan, right? To heal 100 damage, and so that you can survive 2 or 3 big hits, and that's the way I realized to play, because if you hit 50 in the front, they heal 40 for the 2 indies, you're like dealing 10 damage. Like, what's the point? You're wasting your time, they're dealing damage to you, right? But this way you guarantee that you force them to either bring that indie into the front to attack, which then you can deal 100 damage. But yeah, so that's, I guess, you know, the goal with this deck. yeah, thankfully we got into our double rare candies, you know, and evolved quickly, so that helped a lot. All right, next game. All right. So I think from the last game, you can tell I'm not the kind of player that kind of calculates too deep into the game. I kind of just have a set of rules in general to follow throughout the game that I think in general makes it the best play possible. That's at least what I think I try to do, because I mean, calculating too far ahead, okay. But yeah, calculating too far ahead isn't my thing, I guess. I'm not sure. So in that game, I'm not even sure if I was going to win it. I think it was a high probability of it happening, at least. But yeah, I'm not sure. But I think as far as it was concerned, like in terms of the whole game running, I probably just played it. I think I played it the best I could. Yeah. Okay, so here we go in the next turn. Okay, interesting. This is kind of a turning point because I should be able to get into double Garchomp. Does going 1-1-2 make sense? If going 1-1-2, this would most likely give me at least Garchomp, second Garchomp, but you know what? I don't think. I think going for this Fossil is the right. Well, okay. Yeah, that was the right play then. If my opponent just left, I think that was the right play because I take the Fossil out. The next round I take out the Rockruff, Lycan Rock at that point, Lycan Rock, and yeah, I think taking Garchomp. So Lycan Rock, I take Lycan Rock out, right? That's the next turn. Then Rampardos comes in, does 130, probably kills my active, so down to 100. I come in with second Garchomp, deal 50. That's 130 to me. I'm down to 40, and yeah. So I would have won, assuming I get into my second Rampardos by that. I'm sorry, my second Garchomp by that time, which I most likely would. But I mean, that would have been the game. Yeah. All right. So yeah, I think one thing about this deck, as I've been testing it so much, maybe about 10 to 15 games, I realized it's so hard to get into Archeops. It's just not part of the whole process, and I mean when you get into it, it feels nice most of the time, even just getting 2 hits, right? Because 140 health, most likely at worst you survive 2 hits. Most things do like, you know, 70 or 130 damage, which Archeops has 140 health. So in general, most of the time you are going to get into Archeops. Oh no, you're not going to get into Archeops, but you're going to get 2 hits, and I think that is huge for let's see, 130 onto 190, 60 plus 60. Well, I'm going to leave the cape for now. I'm not sure where I'll need it. It's kind of like conditional in this game because at best, what's this, Altaria does 130 damage, so Archeops survives 2 hits, right? In general, putting the cape there is kind of pointless unless we suspect they're gonna play Giovanni. Wait, oh, I didn't realize I don't have rare candy. Okay, thank goodness. How do we play this? This is tough. This is tough. I think it's Garchomp. I don't want to play Garchomp, but I think it's Garchomp. Yeah, it has to be. Because I will deal 150 damage with this Garchomp regardless. And then I just need linear attack from my second Garchomp. If not, you know, I get into Archeops. That's the next option. Lily here would save me, would be awesome. Wait, Lily would put me at 150. Yeah, Lily would be awesome. Okay, this is getting dicey. This is getting dicey. So if he attacks me here, we win. A shot of no heals, right? We do win. Him getting into second Altara, swapping out, it's GG. Short of us getting another rare candy. And that May, I don't like the May because even if he gets Shiinotic, yeah, even if he gets Shiinotic, he's able to likely pull Altara, which is bad for us. Oh, but the second Altara can't attack. Okay. That's fine. We survive a turn at least. So he has to retreat this. Oh, well, the retreat's not gonna work because I'm gonna be able to linear attack. So, yeah, GG. Yeah. There's no way. The only way was getting a second Altara. No. That wouldn't have made. I would have won still because he has no energy to attack me. Shot off a Dawn. GG. So we are scraping through each game just by the just by that inch. It feels like, at least. Yeah. So this game, I was like, I just know I needed to. I mean, I can deal the 150 guaranteed, and I was gonna take that risk, because I mean nothing else came, and thankfully I did, because that was the best choice, especially if I don't know what's coming next. And I mean, nobody knows what's coming next, right? Especially, and our deck doesn't have draw cards, apart from Cleffa, really. And the two researchers, and you know what I mean. There's no extra draw cards. We don't have like Copycat. We don't have May. So the chances of us getting into whatever is kind of low, really. We kind of just have to it's kind of all in, right? You just have to go with what you have. As best you can, and yeah, until you have no choice. I mean, or if you have, you know that you can stall with options for 1-2 turns. Yeah, I think that's fine. But yeah, in this case, I think we did. It was all in, and we just had to do that. Yeah. All right, next and last game. Good series so far. All right. I hope we get to show Archeops this game. Okay, we're going against Seikun Ninja. I beat one just now. Basically you catch them off. Like, I mean, I started with an early Archeops. Okay, I'm just gonna, yeah, I started with an early Archeops and straight up took out one of the one of the Froakies before it got into Green Ninja. They had two Froakies on the bench, but one evolved. And then from there, pretty much, you kind of chip them so much that Garchomp comes in and just finishes the game with like 50, then 100. Because most of the time when you're attacking with Archeops, you're kind of building your Garchomp on the bench. Yeah, when you do that, by the time you at least take, it takes you one more turn most likely to deal that 100 damage. And because Archeon does all that chip, Wow, this sucks. This hand sucks. But yeah, while Archeon does all that chip, you just deal that 100 and it works. So I think that's why even 100 damage on the Garchomp still works so well with the Archeops. Yeah. And I just realized, so the first evolution is Archeon. Or Archon? Archeon. I think it's Archeon, but yeah. So I need either rare candy or the fossil, the Plume Fossil at the very least. So we can go, if we get Plume Fossil, we go into a 1-1-2. Most likely, I mean that's the hope, right? Yeah, sadly, I'm not sure. I hope this game we get to see Archeon in action. If not, I might just play. I might just put in one more game at the end where I play a few games and then I find a match where I get to showcase Archeon. I know there was one game just now that with the electric deck. Oh, okay. I guess they're going into whatchamacallit. Trying to get into this. Well. He doesn't have it, but if he gets, I hope he doesn't get in. We'll see. I'm surprised, you know, just put the, yeah. What am I to say? I'm so bricked right now. Can you imagine if this was an Archeon right now, it would be doing so much chip damage. It's kind of insane. But yeah, if this game doesn't, if I don't get to play Archeops this game, yeah, next game, I'm definitely going to show you guys a game that I play, that I like, you know, sieve through. Okay, well, that still might be good. Okay, where is? I just take this out. I can't. I have to kind of play to the fact that they might come in with Greninja EX and swap stuff around. I think that's the right. That was the right play. Okay. I do need some form of basic or fossil at least. Okay. Yeah, I've used one for only use. Okay. Oh, sorry, but at least that gives me some hope. I'll take it. Just like, I think one of the best things I could have asked for. And I still have a chance of pulling Professor, so it's not over. 130 to 60, 60 to yeah. A Gible here would be good too. What they'll probably do is swap out the next turn. So I'll do 100. It'll be at 50. They'll probably swap out for Greninja the next turn. Ooh, okay. So this forces them to stay in, basically. So if they come in with Greninja the next turn, they can't take out my Garchomp. But I believe they might either, then you know. Then we'll see what happens in the next turn. Okay, so now we need Rare Candy Archeops. It's not a GG. I mean, still a great series for one if that's the case, but an Archeops here would kind of be a bit clutch. GG's, we did our best. Okay, so I will see through, get some games with a proper Archeops finish, or like, well, not finish, but you know, showcase, and then that will end the video. See you in the next one. Alright, decent start. I hope we get into an Archeops. I will not play Professor just to avoid getting carded here. I might still get carded though, because yeah, we'll see. So this is gonna be, yeah, I'm hoping to get into Archeops, and I'll just do whatever it takes. At this point, I think we are in a setup, we're quite nicely set up for it. Let's hope at least the research gives me Archeops, and then we'll be sitting in a good spot. Oh wow, they essentially can attack me with M the next turn. That's kind of bad. Okay, there is hope. I think this goes down. This goes down. And we wow spin. Okay. And they're coming in with Zera. That makes sense. Actually I'm not sure if that makes sense, but okay. Interesting choice. Looking good. We do need to draw into a Garchomp. Definitely gonna Lily here. And if they don't evolve the next turn, we win. So yeah, that's how kind of insane Archeops really is. I think 40 damage to each. Yeah, that's GG. 40 damage to each Pokemon is... it adds up so fast, especially like I said, because I think what makes Archeops so strong is also its health. 140 health. Not a lot, but you know, in the grand scheme of things, it's pretty good. It gives you at least 2 attacks, so 20 plus the 40, which 60 damage to everything on the board. Even something at 210 health, right, goes down to 150 health, which puts it in range of a Garchomp coming in to deal at least the 150 and then the 50 damage and then another 100 damage. So yeah, I think that's where the deck will shine. Even if they, you know, once they take out Archeops, which is like the first thing they have to do, and because we that's pretty much the reason we run double Lilies instead of a Cyrus in this deck, because I think the goal is just to sustain Archeops as much as possible. Or well, I don't really think it works. The 60 helps with Garchomp too much. I think you just want to survive the extra turn with Archeops, so you get that 2 shots, right? And that's where the game, you kind of win the game from there. Yeah, but with Garchomp, I think obviously there are times it works, but I think with the damage output on most things now, I mean, Garchomp is naturally going to survive 2 shots, but it's not going to survive the 3rd shot, if that makes sense. So yeah. Alright, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this deck. It's pretty fun when you get Archeops online, which honestly is quite rare. I think the reason is that basics, you always start with a basic, right? And that means you're gonna start with either any of the basics, and that's not the fossils. So it's less likely you'll be able to come in with Archeops. But when you do start, like when you're able to start with Archeops, it really makes a difference. Alright, bye.